Hello! I just finished this sketchbook, and I'm really excited because I wanted to film my first sketchbook tour. This sketchbook isn't the best quality in the universe. It's really like about the same as like copy paper. So while I was working on it, I was dealing with not only a lot of art block, but feeling very limited by this paper. At least towards the end, where I decided fuck it. But because I've worked with this sketchbook a lot in the past, the cover always comes off of this eventually. So normally what I do is I take a couple pages from the beginning, glue them together, and that way it's like, you know, adhered by like a couple pieces of paper so they don't like all rip out all at once, you know? But I couldn't do that this time because I have this beautiful drawing by my lovely brother, and it needs to be preserved for all time. And here's also a little doodle from my dad, and another, and another, and another. So instead I had to do what I did with the first time I had a sketchbook like this, which is take a bunch of pages from the back and do the same thing. Now it has like, this weird manga style cover. I covered it with like stickers and stuff, and I think this is like a Halloween card from my grandma. And I had tried laminating it. I was doing it with my boyfriend, and neither of us knew what we were doing, so we like burnt through the laminate right here. It's really lumpy. It's not 100% adhered, so it's kind of ugly. And it's not even technically the front, because I started over on this side, you know, where the actual cover is. So I guess there's two fronts of it. I'm not sure. I did decorate this side, and I put a little number 1 here because this is the first sketchbook that I did while working on this channel. Yeah, like I showed you, here's doodles from my dad and my brother. Cool. Nice. And my estimate of when I'm pretty sure I worked on it. I didn't write down when I started working on it. I know I at least was working on it in May of last year. I don't know, but it, you know, it was about a year, 2 years actually. And like I said, there was a lot of like frustrated pen doodles in this. That's mostly what it is. So I got kind of upset with the sketchbook, and I had pasted in some old art that really was just kind of like floating around my stuff. That way it had, you know, somewhere to go, and it made this less boring. Yeah. I went back and forth a lot with this sketchbook, like, you know, starting one page and going back. So pretty sure this iron mouse is the first thing I drew in here, the like pen iron mouse, and then later I went back with all these little highlighter scribbles, like Jack's there. Omni, I think Omni. For some like pen highlighter doodles and things. Persona, OCs in the margins, and something that I tend to do a lot, which is I scribbled out an idea I had for a digital piece first in my sketchbook, and then I finished it later. Pretty sure this little like set of doodles of I think it's Krobus from Animal Crossing. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. This is this and this iron mouse were like the first things drawn here, and then everything else came later. I remember my friend Sophie asked me to draw him, me giving him a tomato for some reason. And yeah, my OC and right here, eyes. I don't know. This page is I'm always thinking about YouTube video ideas, and they don't always pan out. Sometimes I lose steam with an idea. It doesn't go very far. But one idea I was thinking about during my brief little pony phase from last year was designing like a main 6 out of like vintage ponies. So I started with Satin Slipper because she was my mom's favorite pony. More Iron Mouse. I was trying to figure out how to draw her in my style. So I can already feel it back here. This is the first page where I had inserted old art, which is this one, as well as just like various sticky notes and this piece of paper that didn't really have anything on it, because I was trying to cover up everything that bled through this page, because while there was like some random little doodles over here, I had outlined this in Sharpie. This is like a Sharpie fine liner, and it hideously bled through the other side and ruined everything on this side. So this is one of the pages that I covered up. It turned into like a little near spread with like Kaine and Emile and Pascal, who I wasn't too sure about drawing, but I'm kind of happy with how it came out. Especially because I'm not super like good at drawing machines. A little 9S to fill space, and then a 2B, which I actually managed to film. I managed to film a couple of the things that I have in here. I was mostly I felt very freed by having this piece of watercolor paper in here, and I had fun trying to like putting like I think it's called like wet painting, like wet on wet, where you just kind of do like a wash of water and then you put the pigment down, the wet pigment down, and just kind of let it cool where it wants to. That was a lot of fun. Here, I was trying to demonstrate what I was imagining for a Sona for my brother before I actually drew it. He seemed kind of into it. My OC Silver and my Bloodborne OC Lazarus. Here's a good example of what the majority of this sketchbook is, honestly. A lot of frustrated pen scribbles. I think this was me trying to revamp an old OC and trying to figure out how I want to draw his face. I wasn't happy with it. Or like this other random character, and then my friend Sophie's persona. I was trying to draw her head from different angles because I was thinking about live 2D, like how her character would look in live 2D. Some like these are actually more like story scribbles, just kind of like drawing out like ideas for characters and stuff from a comic I want to draw, which is what this is over here. I was trying to just kind of like thumbnail out like what I want for the comic, because I'm not good with like scripts. Every time I try writing a script, my fucking brain fuzzes over. So this like thumbnail method always works way better for my brain. And every time I reach a stopping point is when I realize that there's like a problem with the idea or the direction I'm going in. I have to see it, unfortunately. Just how I am, sadly. It's really obnoxious because it means a lot of this. It means a lot, like millions of these. Because every time I try to just keep it in a script, it just never goes anywhere. This is a victim of my pony phase, where I had made 2 different adoptables, but as horses, and nobody bought them. So I was drawing her as like a human to see if maybe people would be more interested in buying her if she was like humanoid. Nobody's bought her yet, so I'm gonna keep just adding art of her to her toy house. But even if nobody buys her, I can still like up her value, I suppose. Here's more pasted in stuff. This is from this little manga page is from an anime magazine that my friend Frida lent me a million years ago, and I've kept it around for the sake of cutting pages out of it. Some of them are on my wall, but some of it has ended up sporadically in this sketchbook for the sake of filling space. And these are 3 random like little note cards. I was like carrying around like index cards with me to like draw on the go. I want to do that more. That was fun. But we have Motherfucking Frog. This is Pumpkin Potion. She's a VTuber, and this guy is a this random bunny man that was on one of my boyfriend's like Blink-182 posters. I thought he was cool, so I just kind of doodled him. OC stuff. Trying to figure out how to draw this character from different angles because his hair is stupid and I hate it. Alternate outfit, which didn't come to fruition. I'm not going to use this design. It's ugly. Scribbles, scribbles, scribbles. OC expression. This is Silver again. You're going to see she is in here extremely frequently because I draw her a lot because she's easy to draw and fun to draw her expressions because her eyeballs are so enormous. I think this was an idea for like a cover, for like a cover of a comic, or maybe just like a chapter. I'm not sure. Here's more Silver. I think this actually was me like trying to lay out like a scene in the comic at the moment. Although a lot of this has been like I've like rewritten the story like a million times at this point, so like this scene doesn't happen anymore. Here's this. I think this is the same idea. This and this, the comic cover. This is me figuring out my little Halloween version of my persona. I think she's funny. I like her funny heartless face. Little Sona sketchings. I was trying to think of like an alternate outfit, maybe kind of like reporter-y. I don't know if I'm actually gonna go through with it, but I don't know. Like this one. I don't know. Scribbles, scribbles, scribbles. I think this is another like preliminary drawing of like a finished sketch. Oh, I know. This was an idea for like a VGen thing. I wanted to make more examples for like stream layouts. Things I wanted to practice and more preliminary like thumbnail-y things. This one I drew out, and this one I actually never have. I never have actually drawn the image that I had kind of planned out here. Should. Two more of these. So this is one that I've started, but I've never finished. Of like two little witch characters, and this one I did draw, but I wasn't happy with it. I think it was a victim of me using like gouache for the first time in the gouache video that I made. But here's like the little preliminary sketch I did for it. I think this was the pony thing again. I think this was me like writing out names and ideas for ponies. And then Silver and her buddy Kai there as ponies. They look horrible. They look hideous. Honestly, I apologize for them. This is my Sunhaven character. And then from here, this is when I went to the Sonic Symphony with Noe, my boyfriend. And so these are mostly doodles from him, honestly, because we were like waiting around outside the theater before it started. So, show you these. Like shadow. I'm trans, I didn't know that. More Sonic. Ori? What? Zero? Oh. Random waiting in line doodles. Silver again. Silver, silver, silver. This page is cringe. Don't look at it. Don't look at the cringe. Don't look at the cringe. Here's Silver. A watercolor. Why did I finish this? I pasted it in and I didn't take advantage of the fact to finish it. I think this was an attempt to draw like this OC as like a Cookie Run character. I don't know. Pasted in art and an old watercolor that needed a home. Yeah, and all the toned paper drawings I did. This one, when I pasted it back in here, I tried touching it up a little bit. Although the gel pen that I used kind of shit, so it makes her a little shine I tried to put in her eyes didn't really work out too well. Another one. I think these are supposed to be Miku. I think they're supposed to be like Miku Sonas. I don't know. Clearly I didn't do very much with the paper there. Oh, and these two. This was my cousin Sal had asked me to do a collab with them. We were supposed to make you know, like I forgot what the name of the movie was, but that one, like Rankin Bass, like Christmas movie with the Heat Miser and Snow Miser. So what Sal wanted us to do is for one of us to make an animatic of Heat Miser and Snow Miser. Miser. Heat Miser and Snow Miser, and put them together in like a final video, like a collab video. And so we designed each other's characters. So I had made Heat Miser for Sal to use, and Sal made Snow Miser for me to use. And I never ended up making the animatic. I don't even know if I managed to get started on it, honestly. I think I made the file and never touched it. But Sal made theirs. I think it's private at this point. I don't know if it's up, but I'll link it if it is. Notes, and scribbles. Homeless art. There's like a strawberry shortcake. I actually went back and added like gouache and Sharpie to this. It was very light. I did like exactly like one pass of like watercolor. And I pasted in these like pieces of paper and some washi tape, and the strawberry shortcake like sticker I made, which I can't sell anywhere because all the print on demand shops don't have, or I can't sell like copyrighted stuff there, and I can't sell it like privately because I don't have like the materials. So I'm like the only person who like owns this sticker. This was another homeless drawing, and like strawberry shortcake, there wasn't actually much to it. It was actually just her eye and then like a little bit of a scribble of the head. So I drew in everything else, and I colored it all with watercolor. That was fun. I was just messing around with her hair. This is Alice from Alice Madness. And this was gonna be Marina, but I fucked up. They have just an Agent 8 over here. Just like a little, so I can scribble of a squid. Squid? No, that's an octopus. Round, don't you see? This is my OC Neon, where I was going through this phase where I mentioned it before, where I couldn't figure out how to draw his hair, and I think I figured it out here. I think I like the shape of it. I think this was the first drawings I did of two characters of mine. They don't really have names yet. They're just kind of the ball and chain and battle axe nuns. They're like, I'll figure out something to do with them eventually. But fun fact about this page: this is where I filmed Inktober last year on this page, and when I pasted this in, I just kind of lifted up the stickers and put them back down. That's funny. Scribbles. This was of Silver's little dolly Kai. I think this might be the last hurrah of his scissor legs as I was drawing them. I was considering this design because he's a very old OC. I've had him for a very long time, and he's always had these silly little scissor legs, but I might finally act them. I'm not really sure what they're doing. This is Neon again. Again, I couldn't figure out how to draw him, so I was trying to draw him very differently. I was drawing his eyes differently than I normally do, just kind of making them like a complete circle. I don't know if I really like it, like, in the long term, but I do like his hair being over his eyes rather than his eyes like going through his hair. I like that it kind of makes him look not really mysterious, but kind of mischievous. Preliminary sketches of, I think my cousin Sal and I were trading character designs. So, Sal did a character design for me, and I did one for them. Or, like, of characters that we couldn't quite figure out. I think the only thing that Sal had for this character at the moment is that she was supposed to be kind of steampunky, and she worked in an antique shop, so I was trying to go for this, like, clock motif that you can't really see very well here, but I can show what I did eventually. Here's Neon again. I think this page is older than the other drawings of him, which is funny. It's in pencil too, unfortunately, so you can't really see it that well. 2 pages of witches. Here we have the Pumpkin Carriage Witch, who I can't decide on an outfit yet for, really. Her whole bit has been that she is invisible and therefore covered in bandages, like the Invisible Man. But I really don't know what kind of outfit would be, like, suitable for her. So she's kind of naked in these pictures, which is kind of funny. And Malice is an OC I've had for a very long time, who I've recently come to the conclusion that I have lost interest in the story that I was writing for her. And so I just kind of plopped her into one of the other stories I was working on, which is about witches, as you can see. So I was just kind of having fun trying to draw her with a hat and trying to come up with a name for her. They're a witchy name. Notes, doodles, notes, doodles. This is like a really old OC who I like rediscovered recently. I was trying to draw her in my style. I haven't been able to remember her name, and I feel so bad because, like, actually she was made by a friend. Maybe I'll remember it, but otherwise I might have to give her a new name. And this is like just a quick little doodle of my buddy Mattoon's character Matthew. Almost drawings, finding new life in this sketchbook. This is Edith. Here is Sylvester. I was trying to draw him with like this funky like mascot head. He could like wear the hat separately. I don't know if this is still canon, but it's still fun. Ugly gesture drawings, don't look at these. Notes, notes, scribbles, notes. Scribbles, scribbles, scribbles. I'll have to do a nicer drawing of him eventually, but this was me trying to like conceptualize one of my characters, like, you know, switching him from a good guy to a bad guy. One of the stories I'm working on is in a different art style than my usual art style, the emo story I'm working on, because I couldn't help myself. And one of the characters, I decided, like, she's particularly interested in, like, old moe anime, so I thought maybe it'd be fun if there was one chapter that was just kind of, like, in an anime style, so I was trying to draw that. It looks terrifying, actually, that little doodle there, but whatever. Like, Silver in this weird clown costume I was designing for her, I'm not gonna use it. And then a little Miku. Little scribbles of Silver, and then Dottie. She's always been like a queen, but lately I've been trying to draw her like as a princess. Princess Dottie. Almost drawings, and a doodle for my dad, which was a jump scare in the middle of this. Scribbles, scribble, scribbles. Ideas, notes, scribbles. I don't think there is an incorrect amount of scribbles for your sketchbook. I think the only incorrect amount of scribbles in your sketchbook is 0. If you don't have any scribbles in your sketchbook, what's wrong with you? You're not human. You're a monster. But I thought it would do me better to relax a little bit and just to draw in my sketchbook, because I realized I had lost a lot of patience for my art as I was working on this. It's the realization that I had that it's okay to slow down a little bit, just kind of waste my time in my sketchbook. You know, not everything has to be so like for something all the time. Like, I'm allowed to slow down. And so yeah, this is JD. Little doodles of her. She's always been in this like poncho thing, or like as long as she's been in this like pink outfit, it's been this little like poncho thing. But recently I've been trying to give it sleeves because I think it's kind of annoying to draw and a little impractical. And then here are some cookies, cookie run cookies. I think this is cherry cola cookie and sour belt cookie, I think what her name was. And these are like little preliminary sketches of I wanted to do more cookies, but I didn't get around to it. So I think this is avocado and birthday cake, and I don't remember these. I think this is timekeeper cookie, actually. This is hideous. And this one, like, ghost cookie whose name I couldn't remember. And for some reason, I find this little pundit square here funny. It was Gus, my brother, explaining to my cousin, like, Red Dead's ending system that has, like, 4 different endings. Whether you're good or bad, or if you get the good or bad ending. Almost drawing. I think this is supposed to be another Miku Sona, like a evil science experiment. Miku Sona. I don't know. Should actually do something with one of these little Mikus. Scribblings. Scribblings. An OC, I can't remember. Who's, it? Full course for Candy Addict? No. I had drawn that Miku more than once. Story scribbles, story scribbles. Thought he always comes out so pretty. Like drawing her in this like big enveloping poofy dress, because normally the dress that I draw her in is quite fucking tight. More little emo character doodles. I had a while ago I had designed 7 Deadly Sins as characters for this story, and I wanted to go back and do the same thing, but with 7 Heavenly Virtues instead. So I have some angels I need to draw. Here's some sketches of my Sona as in like 2B's outfit, you know, the Yorha outfit. I wanted to do like another shot at some of the 7 Deadly Sins characters, speaking of them. I don't hate the designs I did, I just think they're maybe slightly basic. So I drew Levi again. I didn't really change anything about her, but I changed a lot about like Azure when I was drawing her. I think this is a commission. I think this was me roughing out a commission here. Brainstorming like characters here. Little 100-line doodles of Darumi and Kurara. Darumi's so cute, but I hate her like makeup, her like half like skull smile makeup. Like it's cute, but every time I think of drawing it, I know it's gonna clutter up like half of her face, so I prefer her like her class armor makeup where it's just kind of like the little tears running down her face. These are like little thumbnails for like the I think the Bloodborne stream, I believe. I had a tap. Here's I think I also streamed this. I think this is my Bloodborne character again, Lazarus. I'm not sure if this is like if I had like traced this for the thumbnail or if I like did a completely different drawing. I don't remember. Scribbles. This is something I probably should have covered up. OC Scribbles. I think I was trying to make like a scientist, like trying to figure out like a scientist character for that story. Not doing that. This is something that needs a redraw, because I like the idea of them, like, you know, heart to heart like that, but like Summer's Hunt to Witch. These are scribbles of. I was working on Captain Cook's YouTube sprites. Okay, here we go. Some more actual drawings. I think of Dead and Arrival Witch here. I think I was still trying to figure out her design and maybe give her like a sillier hat. Have Defoco and more Dottie. I think because I was thinking of like not Miku. There's Neru and my OC Lucius, because we already had like a bunch of yellow here, but like Compound Purin. Scribbles, 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 scribbles. Scribbling. Oh, so like later on, I was like actually coloring. Oh, like there's like, oh wait, there's Betty Boop in here. Never mind, it's not just scribbles. I think over here, this like extra little piece of paper. I didn't know what to do with it, so I had used it to test some stuff that said it was said it was waterproof, but definitely wasn't. Scribbling. I use my sketchbook like a notebook. Here's another adopt that I actually don't think I ever tried selling her off. I think she just kind of lived in my sketchbook for a while, forgotten. There's a character that Noe designed for me. He's like based off of like the Nutcracker. I was trying to figure out how to draw him in my style. Here's another idea for a character. He's not 100% done yet. Oh, here's the design that Sal did for me. I ended up kind of in a weird spot. I think there's little sketches that I just kind of lost interest in over here. I think I wanted to just do little like PNGs of my characters, and I never ended up doing anything with these. These scribbles are kind of interesting because this is like that pony page in the beginning, where I think I was thinking of like a Lore Olympus redesign thing. But the only character I really had an idea for was Hera, because I had come to the conclusion that a redesign video for Lore Olympus isn't something I'm really interested in doing, because I don't think Lore Olympus is the type of story I have any interest in telling, honestly. It's not a ring I think my hat has any business in. Oh yeah, here's like an actual like round 2 of like the Sins characters. I thought it was weird, the texture of like Sloth's hair, so I was trying to give him like a low effort protective style, which ended up being dreads, just because I think they look cool. And I was trying to give Envy more detail. This was a drawing of the candy apple cookie where I fucked up her eyes and she ended up looking demonic. My character Silver here, she's always been kind of spooky scary. But I think recently I've had the idea of, you know, a time before the spooky scary, where she is a little cuter, a little less creepy. But honestly, as someone who's used to her creepy face, I think this is significantly more cursed. There's Pumpkin Carriage again. I think this is just a scribble of, I was trying to block out a thumbnail for Captain Cook. Here's 100 Line again. Here's Ato and like the Akumi and Darumi. All the Kadaka antagonists here together being normal, because they're very normal boys. I think this is that Angels idea again. I really wish I did like nicer doodles of these, but like I said, there's a lot of frustrated art block that was happening here that really doesn't like let up for a while. And even here, like these are like higher effort doodles than like over here, for instance, where it's like very light and like non-committal. I was trying to commit. I was trying to like actually draw in here more, even if it is like a pen scribble, you know. More vague little ideas, things. This is actually, you can't really see it very well. I kind of wish I went over these with like color. I'll probably do that in the future. But these are more like idea thumbnailing here. Oh, this is the character that Sal designed for me. I was again trying to figure out how to draw him in my style. Yeah, here's the non-evil Silver, the pre-evil Silver. I think she's super cursed. More emo angels. I think this was me trying to do chastity, so I was giving him chains. Whoa. Suddenly color. Okay. before we look at that one, over here is again like preliminary like sketches for Captain Cook. And then over here was me realizing I can do whatever I want, even if it bleeds through the other page. So it's a doodle of or not really a doodle, but it's a drawing of my friend Mattoon's characters, Max and Leo. And Leo can like shapeshift, so I've never seen Matt draw him as an animal, but I think he has enough of a sense of humor to hang out as a Pomeranian once in a while. Little gestural things. And this is round 2 of a Sona for my mom. I had drawn one for her before, but I didn't really like how it came out, and she didn't like it either, so so I had tried again, and she has named her Laura Flora. There was every time I draw like nautical noise OCs, they're so like shapy that I always feel the need to kind of just yield to his art style. But I wanted to try drawing them more in my own art style. It didn't really work. I kind of prefer them in the weird style fusion. And over here is Princess Guinevere. The pilot had just came out. Wanted to draw her. This is a VTuber Pumpkinson. I'm a big fan of her design. She has like a bunch of them actually, and I really wanted to draw fan art for her, but I'm not the biggest fan of this particular drawing. I don't know if I have the guts to send it to her, but I have like a couple other VTubers I want to draw fan art of. I was trying to thumbnail out other ideas. This is Volksmoth character. What was it? How do you pronounce this? Volksmoth? Volksmoth. This was one of his OCs. I wanted to draw one of his OCs for a while. She was like a cute pink ghost girl. And thus, creepy and pink. I need to draw. More scribbles. We respect scribbles in this household. This is where they belong. Even if we have a round of nice drawings for a minute, we return to scribbles, we return to form, because this is what belongs here. These are all actually like story sketches though. Like actually like concepting out ideas for things. Like maybe like a monster made out of trash with like a street lamp or like a little anglerfish dangly thing, I don't know. Like a knight I've been wanting to try to design. It cool. Doesn't really look like a spade, but it's supposed to be a spade. Because I'm trying to make like a Wizard of Oz little like squad of knights. So he's supposed to be like the Tin Man, and then over here I really don't know what I'm gonna do with Dorothy, really. I don't even know where to begin there. But here on the last page was another scribble, and I felt like that's a really weak place to end the sketchbook, so instead I pasted this drawing I had done of Timekeeper. I had lined it and everything on stream, but I had colored it later on my own. And I still want to color it digitally, but I was just like messing around with these like alcohol markers that I had. And that's it. But yeah. Lots of scribbles. It's Scribbletown in here. It's the land of quick ideas. It's mostly a notebook. I don't really know. Like, I don't know. There's lots of cool like ideas in here, and I think I was just kind of letting it be the space where I just kind of let my mind go. But I think in the future, I'd want to actually relax a bit more, allow myself to draw in my sketchbook rather than just kind of frantically scribble every time I give myself an opportunity to breathe. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.
This concludes our broadcast.